Today is Monday, April 27th. Welcome to this edition of Nevada County Now. Over the weekend, Nevada County Public Health confirmed one additional case of COVID-19, bringing our total to 37 laboratory-confirmed cases, 25 in eastern Nevada County and 12 in western Nevada County. For the most current information, visit mynevadacounty.com/coronavirus. The cities of Grass Valley and Nevada City are both beginning the slow transition back to normalcy. This begins with easing of park closure restrictions. Last Friday, the 24th, Condon Park was partially reopened. For now, only the trails are open. All other park facilities, including playgrounds and barbecue areas, remain closed. Grass Valley Mayor Lisa Swarthout says, "We trust our citizens will abide by the law and make the right choices for themselves and their neighbors. It is the city's responsibility to educate our citizens about following the appropriate protocol when in public. I believe it's important for people to get outside and exercise, and I'm confident our community will follow the necessary guidelines. Asking people to stay safe while exercising and enjoying nature is our main goal here. I have faith that our citizens will do the right thing." In Nevada City, portions of Pioneer Park were opened Saturday. Again, only the paths and walkways of Pioneer Park are open, so people have a safe and scenic place to walk and jog. All other park facilities, including playgrounds and barbecue areas, will remain closed. Nevada City's Mayor Renette Senum says it's important that the city balance caution with the need for healthy outdoor activity of its citizens. The city has been closely monitoring the situation and staying appraised of the latest data coming from the CDC and the state. With this information, we are comfortable to begin the soft opening process with our park system and feel that citizens will continue to keep cognizant of the stay-at-home order and the continued need for social distancing. Both cities look to keep an eye on the situation and are hopeful that with appropriate physical distancing and common sense, more restrictions can slowly be eased in the coming weeks. Waste Management will begin limiting the number of vehicles allowed in the McCourtney Road transfer station beginning Wednesday the 29th. The limit is set at 200 vehicles per day. An average of more than 422 customers a day have visited the McCourtney Road transfer station since a statewide shelter-in-place order was issued, placing both themselves and facility workers in needless risk during an unprecedented pandemic. Despite public outreach by both Nevada County and Waste Management, customers continue to access the transfer station in larger numbers than before the shelter-in-place was ordered. The limited access provision is an attempt to keep the transfer station open for essential services while also protecting employees and customers. Limited access to the transfer station will remain in effect until further notice. Visit the Waste Management website, wm.com/alerts, for up-to-date service information. The Nevada County Board of Supervisors and the Grass Valley City Council are holding meetings tomorrow. The Board of Supervisors meeting begins at 9 a.m. and will include a presentation from Public Health Director Jill Blake about the COVID-19 situation. The Grass Valley City Council meeting takes place at 7 p.m. and will include a continued public hearing for the consideration of the Planning Commission's recommendation to approve the Dorsey Marketplace. Both meetings can be viewed through our website, nevadacountymedia.org, or on your public access cable channel, either Comcast 17 or Suddenlink 17. With so much up in the air at the moment, some events planned for later this year have already made the decision to postpone their event until next year. Two such events are the Children's Festival, originally scheduled for July 17th, and the KVMR Celtic Festival, scheduled for September. Both say they plan to return in 2021. With the stay-at-home order still in place and so much uncertainty at the moment, it's particularly important to take care of yourself both mentally and physically. To discuss the mental side of things, I sat down once again with Priya Kanal from Nevada County Behavioral Health to find out what you can do to take care of yourself and others and where to turn if you need help. So I'm joined today once again by Priya Kanal from the Nevada County Behavioral Health Department. How are you doing today, Priya?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing quite good. So last time we talked, we it was sort of the beginning of this whole COVID-19 thing, and the schools had just been shut down, and we mostly focused on children and the effects on them and what was going on.
Right.
This time I'd kind of like to talk a little bit more about adults, since everybody's been kind of stuck inside for about 6 weeks now, and I imagine it's probably starting to take a toll. But
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, what's that?
Oh, sorry, I said, yeah, definitely.
So were you able to get any statistics as far as what's going on here in the county, and the rates of people reaching out and needing help?
Yeah, so, we've been hearing from the community different rumors circulating on social media around, suicide and crisis numbers. Rumors like that can be really challenging since contagion is a real concern. People might see themselves in the rumors, and it could potentially increase the likelihood of someone attempting or dying by suicide. So it's really, really important for the community to remember that the best thing that we can do is stay informed about resources for support. And if someone that we know or see is struggling, to reach out and connect those individuals to help. So in terms of what we're actually seeing in the community, we're actually seeing in our community that crisis assessments are down since the stay-at-home order has been put in place. Crisis assessments roughly are down about between 25 and 35%
Wow.
compared to prior to the stay-at-home order, and 5150 holds, which are holds for someone who's a danger to themselves or others, are also down about 15%. And we also haven't seen any notable rises in deaths by suicide since the stay-at-home order compared to what we normally would expect to see throughout the year based on previous year's trends. So locally, we aren't seeing any kind of notable increase in crisis utilization, which is, in some ways positive. But that
Yeah.
said, things are changing really rapidly day to day, both as we know, kind of in the news cycle, but obviously also with how people are feeling and coping and doing, and the longer this lasts, things that may change. So it's something that we're monitoring very, very closely within the behavioral health department and through various other channels and community partners. And we do know that in other communities and other counties who've been hit harder than us and who are a little bit maybe ahead of us in terms of numbers of cases, crisis needs have been increasing in other communities. So it's something that we're definitely proactively preparing for and thinking about surge capacity and things like that. And also just doing proactive outreach to folks about resources that are available to them, knowing that that could be a concern with all the stressors that are in place right now.
Absolutely. Okay, well that's kind of good news, and it's also good that you guys are being so proactive about things. That's very good to hear.
Yeah, it's hard to say good or, not good news. We also
Right.
want people to reach out for help when they need it. So
True.
crisis assessments being up or down is kind of a tricky number to look at to consider whether that's good or bad.
Right.
So we really do want to make sure that people know about those resources that are available. And I think we'll talk about them a little bit later, but just to say it here are just to highlight some of our local crisis resources. We have a 24/7 local crisis line run by Nevada County local crisis workers. And that line is available at 530-265-5811 or toll free at 1-888-801-1437. Available 24/7 for people who are just feeling overwhelmed or maybe even starting to think about harming themselves, but really just anyone who's feeling overwhelmed, doesn't know what to do, feels like they need help or needs extra support. That line is a really great resource. The other thing I wanted to mention was we have a crisis stabilization unit, the CSU. It's located to the left of the Sierra Nevada Memorial Hospital emergency room entrance. And that CSU is open and available to any community member for walk-ins 7 days a week. Their walk-ins are from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. After hours, all evaluations happen in the emergency department, but the CSU itself is open 24/7.
Okay. Good to know about. So then what are some tips or things that people can do for themselves to be proactive and try to stave off some of these feelings of depression or anxiety that might be creeping up?
Yeah. I think first it's probably important to talk about what are those signs of stress or depression or
Sure.
anxiety. Some people may be more familiar with them, but for some people, this might all be new to them, and they may not have experienced some of these signs or worries or concerns before. So,
Right. Okay, so let's go through that then.
yeah, so some of those signs to look out for are things like constant fear and worry that you can't get rid of, whether that be about your health or the health of loved ones, changes in sleep or eating patterns, difficulty sleeping or concentrating. You might even see worsening of chronic health problems because your mental health can have a toll on your physical health as well. One thing we've really seen nationally and is increased substance use.
Hmm.
Alcohol sales are up over 400% in the United States. So we know this is definitely something to keep an eye on.
Right.
And, just kind of thinking more broadly about some of the common risk factors for crises and suicide include things like increased substance abuse, social isolation, financial stress, access to lethal means. And these are all kind of more heavily in play right now with the stay-at-home orders. So it's just something to be really cognizant of, both in yourself and loved ones, if you are experiencing any of these signs, to really reach out and get help. Um, so, so those are some of the signs of kind of stress or depression or anxiety to kind of look out for.
Okay. Well
Um,
then, yeah. So what do you do then?
Yeah, so some strategies for coping, kind of just more baseline, high level strategies. Number one, if you're already connected to mental health services, work with your provider or your therapist to continue those services whenever possible. So that might have changed a little bit, but there's still really great options like teletherapy or even telepsychiatry that encourage folks to just really stay connected to those services if they already have them in place. Um, More high level, something that we've been really trying to move towards as a state is a shift in language from social distancing to physical distancing. And really what to highlight there is that physical distancing doesn't have to mean social distancing, right? So
Okay.
there's still ways to reach out to your friends and your family, loved ones over the phone or FaceTime or Zoom or Skype, especially when you're feeling, depressed or down or anxious. We talked about this last time, but continuing traditions like maybe religious services online, or try to keep those routines in place. It might be in new and creative ways, but keep those keep those social connections in place whenever you can in those creative ways. Other tips are things like not letting news consume your day. It's really easy to get sucked up in the news and there's constant barrage of new news and changing news, and it's really easy to get sucked into that. But just remember to take a break every once in a while from turn off the TV or step away from the news site, step away from social media, because we all know that you might be on there to look at a cute picture of a dog, but inevitably you're going to see someone else's post that may cause you more stress about the situation that you're trying to get a break from. Taking care of your body is really important. So when you can, get regular exercise, make sure you're trying to eat nutritious foods, get lots of sleep when you can. Again, watch your alcohol intake, things like that. And then, practicing mindfulness, that can mean something different for everyone, but those can include things like meditation, deep breathing, prayer, practicing gratitude, thinking about what you are grateful for and happy about in these times of kind of challenge. And then lastly, like we talked about earlier, just if you feel totally overwhelmed, make sure you get help. That means something different for everyone. And it might just mean reaching out to a friend if you feel like you're, overwhelmed and just want to talk it out, or a loved one or a family member. But it might mean, needing more professional help. And so knowing when to reach out and get those resources. As I mentioned, the crisis line already at 530-265-5811, the Crisis Stabilization Unit by the Emergency Department for Sierra Nevada Memorial Hospital. There's also a National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, which is sometimes more comfortable for folks who don't want to talk to someone locally. And that number is 1-800-273-8255. And then, for more broad questions, just to keep informed, 211 is a really great partner and resource to answer more broad general questions about what's going on with COVID if you're trying to get more information. On the eastern side, I also wanted to highlight, while our Nevada County local crisis line serves all sides of the county, There's also a community organization, Sierra Community House, that has a crisis line as well in the Tahoe Truckee region, and their line is 800-736-1060. Also a really great resource, for example, for domestic violence situations on the eastern side.
Gotcha. All right. So we sort of talked about how you could help yourself. What about if your loved one or your friend or something is going through an issue? You notice some of the signs that you had mentioned before. What could you do to try to help them?
Yeah, I think being direct and being communicative, right? Especially if they're isolated and they're not with you, for example, staying in close communication with that person that you're worried about, being more proactive about reaching out to people who either experiencing those symptoms or who might be at higher risk due to their isolation or their situation. It's really important right now. Now is the time to reach out and check on your loved ones. You may not even know someone is experiencing these symptoms or crisis or that they're in a crisis, and your call may make all the difference to them to know that you're there for them, you're hearing them, that they have a shoulder to lean on. So that's number one. And then number two, if you are concerned about someone more severely, ask directly, are you thinking about suicide? Have you thought about killing yourself? It's kind of scary and it sounds really direct, but it's important to be direct when you're talking about those kinds of thoughts. And then lastly, you can also reach out to these crisis lines if you're worried about someone for advice on what to do. It doesn't have to be just if you yourself are concerned. They're a really great resource for just what can you do as a loved one who's concerned about someone else if that loved one, for example, isn't willing to get the help or reach out for help. And then, of course, if you know that someone is in active danger or there's a suicide attempt in progress, call 911 so that first responders can get that person the help they need.
Absolutely. Okay, that's some great advice. Is there anything else important that you need to talk about with regard to this, you think?
No, I think, just again, being stewards of good information in the community, getting those resources out there to others in whatever channels that we can, but also our community is, really crucial in helping us get the word out about some of these resources and the help that's available to community members. And again, just wrapping it up with reach out, talk to your loved ones, see how they're doing, check in on your friends, check in on your family, make sure everyone's doing okay.
Thanks again, Priya. We'll leave you this evening with a song from a one-time local band called Handmade Moments. Hope you enjoy. And remember, stay safe, take care of each other. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hey guys, I'm Joel, and this is Anna.
Hi, y'all.
We're a band called Handmade Moments. We used to live in Nevada City, or Nevada City. I know there's a lot of debate over it.
I won't judge you.
I have no stakes in it either way. But we lived here for a while. Now we don't really live anywhere. We live on the road. We're a touring band. But this is one of our homes. It's one of our hubs. And we have lots of friends here. Hope our friends are watching. Hi, friends.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. This is an anti-war song.
Yeah, okay, here we go. Give the money to the poor and bring troops back home. Leave those poor countries alone. Did you hear it? Feel it down in your soul. For one and one for all. 'Cause no alone. Tear down that wall, all for one and one for all. 'Cause no one is free until the world has liberty. Did you hear it? Feel it down in your soul.